Hi everybody. Today is a really special day. I happen to be in Hollywood, Florida with the one and only Trini4True. I'm so excited to have him here with me today, and I just want to tell you a little brief synopsis about Trini that I've learned over the last few days. I thought I knew something, but I learned a lot more, so I'm really excited to share. So Trini, born on the beautiful island of Trinidad and Tobago, graduated from a Veda Institute, professional dancer, professionally trained dancer, let's be clear about that. He's also a singer, an actor, and of course a professional hairstylist. So I'm really excited to speak with him today. Not only that, he does all of this in a suit, which is really, really quite amazing. So, Trini, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm really, really happy to have this time with you today, especially being in the beauty industry. It's been pretty crazy for our industry and of course for our world, right? Because with the pandemic taking place, businesses have had to really make a shift. They've had to adapt. They've had to pivot and just move through the process. So today I really want to talk to you about a few of the things that you have been doing in order to stay thriving, keeping your doors open. Were you really ready for this pandemic? So let me just start with that. So How did you pivot and adapt to this climate that we're all now in?
Well, much like everyone else, I had to become very innovative. I had no choice but to get out of my comfort zone and to realize that in this industry, I not only service myself, but it's more about everybody else. The reason why I'm in this industry is to change lives and to change minds. So I definitely had to find the balance within myself in order to produce, quality results on the externally.
Right. Did you find that your clients were quite apprehensive initially coming back into the salon?
No, my clients weren't apprehensive at all because normally it's a one in, one out. So I've always practiced that from day one. My clients were very comfortable. They were ready for me to open my doors because they know that I sanitize and disinfect. Prior to that, prior to the pandemic, as you can see, I've always had Lysol, Barbicide. These are things that we practice in cosmetology schools. So the only thing that we honestly added was masks.
Okay. So that's a really good thing because some salons really, they were super challenged by the fact that they had to really shift, and many consumers were concerned about the fact that, how was the salon actually practicing safety?
Agree.
Because of course, as you know, there are some salons that are meticulous about cleanliness, and then there's some that kind of, everyone's busy. So they may not have the time to do in-depth cleaning. So the other question I wanted to ask you was, did you find that you were financially prepared for such a spoke in the wheel, if you will?
Yes and no, but it definitely forced me to get prepared very fast. There were some things set aside, but luckily I was able to reach out to a few of my mentors that are business savvy and that were business majors, and they both educated me on how to get prepared.
Anything that you can share with us, some of our other hairdressers?
Well, definitely making sure that we have insurance, health insurance, definitely making sure that we have life insurance, that we have retirement plans, something as easy as Aflac. God forbid we're to get sick or injured. We need to make sure that we're prepared for such a time as this.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
The other thing that I thought about was, I know that you have also done celebrities in your career.
I have.
So I'd like you to just share with me some of the celebrities that you've had the honor of touching and shaping and sharing.
Well, honestly, one of my most memorable moments, most memorable celebrities that I've ever worked with was definitely Earth, Wind, and Fire. For me, it was mind-blowing, honestly, for me to just be in the same presence, in the same room, on the same tour buses with Earth, Wind, and Fire. I've definitely had the opportunity to work on the Formation tour with Beyonce. I've done things like Love and Hip Hop. I've worked on Pequeños Gigantes and
Fashion Week with
New York Fashion Week, of course, definitely. New York Fashion Week, the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Show, the Men's Fashion Week. There are a number of different things that I've done.
Very exciting.
Oh, I love it.
So tell me, what actually made you decide to become a professional hairstylist?
I think it was always in me, but honestly, my grandmother was the one that told me that I would be a hairstylist at the age of 8. We were sitting on her little blue couch, and she gave me the comb. She was like, comb my hair. And I was like, okay. And she's like, you're gonna be a hairstylist. And I said to her, no, I'm not. She said, yes, you are. And I believe as she was handing the comb over to me that she was praying over the comb, and she just knew. She was manifesting that in that very moment.
You know, grandmothers are special.
Yes,
There's
they
something,
are.
and I have to say something to that, especially, you know, Caribs. You know, there's just something about that intuitive mind that somehow stems from generation to generation. So that was very special. She spoke it into your life.
She did.
Wow. So I guess my next question would be, as a professional dancer, tell me, how did you become why a professional dancer?
Why? It was always in me. It was always in me. You know, we come from a line lineage of rhythm.
Right.
It's always been in me. And my grandmother was actually a professional dancer as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so
okay, so it's in the blood.
yeah, it really is. It's in the blood. She was an international style ballroom dancer. And she was the first person that introduced me to music, and she was the first person that introduced me to rhythm and dance.
So what would be your most favorite kind of music?
I don't necessarily think I have a favorite. I'm very eclectic. Once I can move, once it resonates within me.
Once it resonates. So would you say that soca is one of your favorites?
Oh, definitely. It's in my
blood.
It's
in your blood?
It's in my blood.
Okay, so if you were to advise professionals today, because we've had several of our professionals that have decided to leave the industry. We have some that are thriving, no doubt about it, and there are some that really could use assistance on how to move through getting that book full. What would be your suggestion to them?
Remembering that as a hairstylist, I want to say we took an oath, and that it's not only about us, but it's about changing the lives and making a difference in the industry. There's so many different people that are looking forward to us. We're like the therapist of the beauty industry. We are the therapist of the beauty industry. So remembering that this oath was to educate, to empower, and enlighten. And sometimes it's not about us, but to push through and just to be consistent. It's really important.
To be consistent, that is the key. And to our young professionals that are coming up, because we do have quite a bit that are graduating. I mean, there are several schools in this area and of course the world. But how do they stay motivated in your mind, especially during this time? There's so many of us that are challenged with having our families at home, being home with our husbands when we haven't had them home in a long time. Not to mention the kids, you know. How do you actually mentally really keep it together and be motivated to keep pushing through?
Self-care and balance. I've definitely learned that coming from a 12-month tour. Doing hair and traveling to different states and different cities, I learned balance, and I think that's definitely what this pandemic taught us, that things can change in the blink of an eye, you know, in a heartbeat. So definitely being consistent, definitely finding that work, personal life balance, and pushing through.
Yeah, pushing through, yeah. Life gives us challenges, and there's always adversities, as they would say, and I often wonder to myself, sometimes if you don't have that kind of challenge in your life or some sort of adversity, you don't really have the fire. You know, sometimes we all need a little fire to get us moving. So even though I like to say that there is, in life, you have contrast. So in having contrast, if things were the same all the time, what would that really be like? So sometimes we need that contrast to ignite growth.
Absolutely.
Would you
because
agree?
we tend to get a little comfortable, and with that comfortability comes complacency.
Yeah.
So there might not be any growth. So it's good. I think it's good that we sometimes have that fire placed under our feet to get us moving,
Yes.
to get us growing.
So when you talk about self-care, what are some of the things that you do for self-care?
Self-care, getting a massage. As a hairstylist, you want to make sure that you're taking care of your body, taking care of your hands, reflexology, your feet, stretching, warming up, listening to music, dancing. Of course, dancing. Those are definitely things that I practice every single day. Getting my mind and my body right before I even get into the salon, or when I'm in the salon, just preparing myself for my day.
So do you meditate at all?
I do.
Okay, you do. How long do you do your meditation for? Is
Well,
it just a few moments?
Honestly, I just take 5 minutes out of my day, during my day, in between clients, just to stay grounded.
Yeah, yeah.
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I find that it also helps for clearing the mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
So, this is really exciting to me because, you know, to be here with Trini4True, I can't help but ask him to show me a couple of moves that I can perhaps have my own little happy dance. So when it's time to just, you know, we all need a little something to change sometimes just the attitude, and music just has a way of doing that. If you happen to be in a down mode, if you happen to be, well, just feeling a little melancholy, and you need that pick-me-up, just having some music, I think, is a huge thing to do in your life, right?
Absolutely, definitely.
So how often are you dancing?
Every day.
Are you really?
I dance every day.
Yes?
Yes.
And what are some of your favorite beats to dance to?
Well, I love Afro beats.
Afro
honestly.
beats.
I love Afro beats. I love soca music because, you know, it's a derivative of Afro music.
Okay, so I want to play a little something because I'd like Trini to show me a couple of steps on how I can improve my dancing ability. So I'm going to play a little. Are you familiar with this song?
Oh, everyone knows Jerusalem.
Yes. What is it called?
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. So are you going to show me a few?
So we're going to start with rolling the shoulders, bending the knees, and then you do a little shimmy. That's a nice little move.
Yes. Yes? Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, you know, you have on a dress on, you don't want to
Yeah,
give it a little too much.
But I'm getting into it.
I see.
I thank you so very much.
Thank you.
And this, you have no idea how special this is to me because, you know, I remember walking into your space in a salon, and it had to have been 4 or 5 years ago now. And I met you, vibed with you. You were in the midst of doing your thing, you know, and I walked right in and tucked my head in and said hello to you. And you're like, well, I use that just a little bit. But I'm really delighted to see that you have grown from where you were to where you are today to own your own space, which is huge. So I'm very excited for you. And I just want to thank you for taking the time to spend with me
I'm honored.
this morning.
I am honored.
Thank you so very much. So I'd like to say to you, thank you so very much for giving me your time and attention today. You know, we're in the beauty industry. We're in the industry that gives us permission to touch. And when you have the permission to touch, you have the permission to share and give nothing other than lots of love. We are the lovers of our industry. We just love to love on our guests. And when you have that kind of relationship, you have opportunities to grow in so many different directions. So I ask of you, if you're feeling a bit discouraged today, I ask of you to play a little music, change that mindset, think about the things that are beautiful in your life. Love is truly what really matters. And when you can find things that make you happy, it's amazing how your energies shift and you're able to make money, have fun, and enjoy your life. Thank you so very much. Look forward to seeing you again soon.